So I suppose that there are challenges around games at this time of year. What are the particular challenges, and what do you want to achieve from these two friendly matches?
We've had challenges for the last year, haven't we? And dealing with the whole COVID situation and travelling and bubbles and triple headers, and so this shouldn't be any problem to us, should us? We should expect a bit of upheaval, but no, we're still waiting on a couple of lads to come in with the squad. But ultimately, what we want out of these two games, there aren't any such things as friendlies for me. We want to come here with a mindset of winning two games, getting something out of it. In knowledge, in integrating young players, giving young players the chance to shine and know what it's all about. We've still got a good group of senior players that can go and lead those youngsters into doing things the right way, and we're building towards September.
What kind of a group do you have at the minute, and how many players are you waiting on? And you said just off camera the difficulties even around players now travelling to Austria because the protocols have changed around that.
Yeah, when the lads were coming in yesterday and last night, we found out that Austria had changed the protocols for entering the country, particularly from the UK as well. So one or two lads had trouble getting through, but those that were travelling yesterday have come through. We're still expecting a couple more to travel today, and have been delayed, and so that just kind of makes it a little bit unsure. But we've got 20 lads here at the moment, and it's enough for a teamer.
Conor Bradley and Sam McLellan are probably two of the names that jump out from your squad list. Two young players, two exciting players. Why did you feel it was the right time to bring them into the senior setup?
Well, along with the under-21s manager and Jared Little, 17s, 19s manager, we've spoken about fast-tracking players if we feel as though they can make that step up. And for those two players in particular, Conor Bradley, 17 years of age, is the baby in the group. He's had a really good season with Liverpool, his first year there. He's played regular under 23s. He was in the FA Youth Cup final the other night, and we just feel his development has been very, very good this season. And to give him the knowledge of what it's like with this group, we thought it was the right time. Sam, again with Chelsea, has had to deal with one or two injury niggles, but he's had a strong end to the season. And with Jonny not being here and Dan Ballard being involved with the playoff final with Blackpool, as a centre half, we felt it was the right time to bring him through. And again, let's see what he's what he's about as an individual. He's very mature. I think he can deal with the step up at the moment. If they get game time, great. But just being amongst the players, being amongst the group, gives them an insight into what it takes.
Does it help the fact they're big clubs? Bringing them into an international setup, they might not be overawed. But
people might say, well, they've only been brought in because they're at Chelsea and Liverpool. That's not the case. They are mixing with players of real good quality, and so their education has probably been heightened by that. But first and foremost, are they good enough to go and make the step up? And myself and the staff believe that they've, from what we've seen, they've got something in them that can go and take them further. And for that, it's in their hands now. How do they deal with it? How do they go and apply themselves? And hopefully they'll flourish.
Last one for me. Obviously, you've got players who are out of contract, players who are injured. On one side, how pleased are you that a lot of the senior players who perhaps could have missed this trip because of the demands of the season have decided that they wanted to come along to be part of the squad? And also on one player in particular, Shane Lavery has stood out domestically here. He looks like he's gone back into full-time football. You've been a huge supporter of Shane at under-21 level and also at senior level, having brought him into the squad in March when he acquitted himself so well. How pleased are you with the way that he has played this season, stepped up his career and forced to move back into full-time football again across the water, hopefully?
Yeah, well, the first question, the senior players, what I said to them back in March was that there's no onus on them to go and join up on this one. I realised that it has been back-to-back 2 seasons with no break, playing invariably 2 games a week. That's tough. As an outsider, as someone watching, as a fan, you think, well, playing football is great and you can just go and do it constantly. Well, you know, I can tell you, you're within a bubble with all the COVID restrictions of travel and what we've gone and spoken about, you know, being away from your families as well for long periods. I realised that this trip, you know, wasn't for everybody. And to make them come on something like this, you know, you may be getting players who are not in the right frame of mind. You've got players out of contract, players who have been injured and had to deal with injuries, players that are having procedures with their clubs at the end of the season to get them ready for pre-season. You know, it's a big time for some of them. And you know, I've spoken to individuals, and I'm those that aren't here. You know, I'm quite happy that they've taken that time. The onus is on them to say, look, I need a bit of downtime. I need to get right for next season, and I'm totally comfortable with that. What it does is, as we've spoken about, it gives other people a chance to come in and gives us a chance to look at those younger players and integrate them. So for me, that's something we knew we'd have to manage that. In regards to Shane, you know, his season's still ongoing. You know, they've got one game left, but I watched the game last night from over here, saw that Linfield had won the league, and for Shane Lavery, he's had a fantastic season, one to remember, one to look back at. You know, again, I texted him last night, congratulations, and you know, the accolades that he's received, Player of the Year, Ulster Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, you know, never been done before. He's created history. And that shows you that young players that go over to England or Scotland across the water, and it doesn't quite work out for whatever reason, and come back to play Northern Irish football. I think the clubs in Northern Ireland have shown that now, you know, the average age of players is coming down. It's a competitive league. It's been a great league to watch, actually. You know, with the 6 teams, I believe, you know, really fighting it out. And in the end, it was Linfield and Coleraine going for the title in the last 2 games. So you know, it's been competitive. Young players have flourished in that league, and it just shows you that someone like Shane has dealt with it, the disappointment. He's scoring goals regularly. He's come away with us as well in the international scene, which again, it raises the exposure. But he can deal with this level, and he'll go back across the water, and I believe will carve out a successful career for many years to come, and hopefully also with the Northern Irish team.
Thanks very much, Ian. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, Thomas.
Hi, Ian. Good to see you.
Hi, Ruth.
Just on that point, I know that you were at the cup final on Friday night, and just wondered, did Joel Cooper come into your thinking at all? I know he had an excellent game, and he's been key for Linfield this season.
Yeah. Again, you monitor all the players, and for me to get across to Northern Ireland is important as well, and see those young players playing. So I enjoyed the cup final. I enjoyed the atmosphere that the fans coming back into the ground, what they produced. You know, Larne and Linfield fans have been desperate to get back and support their team, and they certainly did that. So it was enjoyable to be in a ground where there was a good atmosphere. The young players on show I thought were excellent, and particularly obviously Linfield winning the game. So it highlighted the fact that Shane and Joel Cooper have been at the heart of that. I thought Cameron Palmer in the midfield was excellent as well, and he'll join up with the under-21s. For Joel, it's been a tough year for him, and he's had to deal with off-field issues as well, which I think he's gone and done admirably, and he'll go back to Oxford, I think, next season, a different person. And for him, you know, he has to realise that there's competitive players in his position. You know, the likes of Niall McGinn wants to be in the squad still. Jordan Jones is with us. You know, Paul Smith has come away with us. And you know, it's Gavin White as well. So players in that position, it's competitive. And Joel has had a taste of it earlier on with me. He's gone back and got good games under his belt with Linfield, and I'm sure he'll benefit that.
Just after you guys met, it seemed to spur on the strikers. I know Josh and Liam and Kyle and everybody seemed to be scoring. Even Stuart Dallas got a last-minute winner against Man City. So the goals weren't a problem when they went back to their clubs. You'll be hoping that, you know, comes through now at international level. Well,
I had several conversations with them after that, and they were all scoring. And even Johnny pops up with 2 goals, and then when Davo scores an overhead kick in an Old Firm derby, that just tops it all off. And we had a bit of a smile about that between us. But no, the important thing is that they've gone back, they've scored goals, they've been successful. You know, Josh McGuinness has got promotion, Gavin White has got promotion back into the Championship. Players have been successful, and you know, if they can bring those goals into this environment, you know, we're creating chances. It's just whether they can take those chances. And you know, if we continue to create the chances, I'm sure it'll fall for them. And you know, we've got to obviously try and encourage that. We'll be attacking. We'll be positive in the way we go and play, as we've tried to from the outset. And say it's whether they can take those chances.
I know Jonny isn't with you, but you must have been delighted to see him lift the FA Cup a couple of weeks ago. It
completes the set for him. Yeah, I spoke to him the other night, and you know, he was desperate to play. I don't blame him for giving it a go, and you know, I thought for that first half an hour that probably gave him the platform to go and win the game, actually. Although, you know, they probably knew that they had to make that change at some stage. But lasting half an hour for him to be on the pitch, to be, say, a part of a young group leading them for that period was important, maybe to the team. And I was clearly on a personal point of view for Leicester to lift the FA Cup was brilliant. So, you know, finally managed to get their hands on the trophy. It was something for the city, and I know what it means to the fans of Leicester. So yeah, that's and for Jonny personally, and for Brendan, a great day to remember.
And Stuart Dallas cleaning up at the Leeds Awards. I know he just deserves that after the season he's had. He's taken to the Premier League like a duck to water.
Yeah, I think he's again. It's no surprise to us within this group that he's managed to go and deal with that. Leeds have had a great season, getting in the top 10 finish, and for me, him as an individual, just ploughs on and you know, deals with everything that's thrown at him. He's a leader of that Leeds group. He's a leader within this group here. Wherever you ask him to play, he can go and fulfil that role. You know, the problem is where do you play him? That's the thing, and you know, for me, he's going to be important on this trip and going forward, September, October, November, hopefully within the you know, this World Cup campaign. So you know, no more superlatives that we can give Stewie, and to see him collect those personal accolades as well was satisfying for him.
And just finally, I know that you've met Healy a few times. You saw what they did. That it's been an amazing campaign for them, considering how competitive it is. There's no surprise there's clubs after him. What advice would you give to him as a manager with you know, so much going on at the moment with his career?
I'm not sure he needs my advice. David's gone and dealt really well with the situation with Linfield, and again, all the troubles that poses with not having fans in the ground. And you know, there's an expectation on Linfield to win every game, I think. And you know, I thought, you know, after last night, watching the result against Coleraine and listening to him speak, and I saw him at the weekend after the cup final as well. It's draining, it's tiring, and you know, there was probably an outpouring of emotion from David, relief, emotions. You know, that just to get over the line and to complete a double again is no mean feat. So you know, David's building his experience as a manager as he goes along. I'm sure he'd like to test himself even further at the next level, whatever level that is, and you know, we'll always have a good conversation when we get together, and or if we speak on the phone. And I'm just pleased he's managed to go and finish the job.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Ian.